with his exalted pure cash sets him aglow. He has some advice, he says you won't regret. Just gather up all the news you get. Give it away for nothing on the internet. And that's how we should go. When print business is slow. When print business is slow.
With apologies to people who do this a lot better elsewhere in Oklahoma. Welcome to the first and probably and hopefully the last OPA Summer Convention GridIron. There's actually a theater term called reader theater, which is what you're experiencing tonight. Misery does love company. So we want to dedicate this production to our good friends in electronic journalism, which is a fancy, big city word for TV. You think we've got trouble? Take a look at their financial future. I'd like to direct you to the Twitter news gal.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your iTwitter news. My name is Kevin, Kelly, Jessica, Amy, Paul, Schonbach. If you're in the Oklahoma City market, if you're in Tulsa, you can just call me Terry Thompson, Carol, Russ, Scott. If you're from Southwest Oklahoma, we have reliably information and assure you that we'll be getting television as soon as Frank Lucas signs a stimulus bill. Now, for our first iTwitter news flash of the night. Governor Brad Henry attended a meeting in his Oklahoma City office today, and he got there on time. He has some advice he says you won't regret. Just gather up all the news you get. Give it away for nothing on the internet, and that's how we should go. When print business is slow. When print business is slow. Your iTwitter news flash. Mary Phelan ate Rice Krispies for breakfast this morning. She said she already had a job that snapped and one that crackled. She's looking for one that pops.
She didn't even read it. Radio and television brought you Major Bo's Original Amateur Hour, author Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts, and finally American Idol. Right here at Western Hills, OPA is pleased to present the very first political talent show. It's called Oklahoma Idol. You better believe it's enjoyable. When it comes to amateurs in politics, Oklahoma always wins, hands down. Pardon me, sir. You seem to be lost. Can I help you with something?
Well, yes, you can. My name is Randy Brogdon, and I'm a candidate for governor. And let me assure you, I am not lost. The rest of you are lost.
Senator Brogdon, welcome to Oklahoma Idol, but you do seem a little upset and agitated.
Well, you bet I am upset. Some dodo cast me over on the left side, and I don't belong on the left side. I must be on the right, and now I'm in the process of trying to straighten that out. Just as I will do as I am governor, I will take immediate action to correct that wrong.
Well, stroll on over to stage right, Senator. We have got a couple of cuties with us that we think you will like. They're going to explain to all of us the difference between the two political parties. May I first introduce Miss Democrat. And her partner in song, Miss Republican.
Well, Are you ready to explain the two-party system, Oklahoma style?
Sure am, Miss Republican. Let's get to it. You Republicans stole the majority in the legislature, so you have to go first.
Okay, by me, we love to lead. You put your right foot in, you take your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you generate some doubt. You do it just like it ought to be. You're in the GOP.
You stick your left foot in, you give the folks a shout, you don't even take it out. Dance the hokey pokey the Democratic way, you'll be a better day.
Thank you, party girls. Now for the main event, I give you our first candidate for governor of Oklahoma, straight from beautiful downtown Owasso. The Gridiron gives you the darling of the right, the big gun of the militia movement, Rush Limbaugh's favorite state senator, Randy Brogdon.
Thank you. We need militias in the state, honey, honey. We need militias in the state, babe, babe. Teach them how to lock and load, teach our kids to fight. Honey, honey, babe.
Senator? Go to your right, you're right, you're right. Go to your right, you're right, you're right. Go to your right, you're right. During his career in the state senate, candidate Brogdon has been the champion of the Taxpayer Transparency Act. But in despite of his best efforts, most taxpayers can still be seen. He has authored a bill designed to keep the federal government from overexerting its legislative power. As Sarah Palin would say, how's that working out for you, Randy? Senator Brogdon will now conclude his appearance on Oklahoma Idol by telling us everything about his wonderful hometown.
Thank you. Owasso. Owasso. There's no other place like Owasso. People just stand around and watch us grow, and that ain't slow. Don't mean to disturb, but Tulsa will be our suburb. Owasso is now a place you know you've got to go. 8 years in OKC will be enough for me, and I'll return to Owasso. Young man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me just clarify one item here.
Yes.
When I said 8 years in OKC will be enough for me, I mean 8 additional years.
Right?
Yeah. Right. You realize that the script was written by that wild, radical, liberal from Tecumseh, that media mogul Wayne Trotter. You don't want him putting words in your mouth. In front of a bunch of newspaper people that they might believe what I said was take me literally. You said it true.
This just in. Randy Brogdon announces that if elected governor of the state of Oklahoma, his first cost-cutting measure will be to eliminate the office of governor. Thank you, Senator. Next up on our parade of candidates is the darling of Duncan, another refugee from the state capital, a lady with the soul of a lieutenant governor, Jerry Askin.
There's a two-word Amen. Hallelujah. There's goodness coming to you. Goody, goody for me and goody, goody for you. I hope you're satisfied with JRE. I'm sorry we have some youngsters here. They told me I couldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyhow. And I'll do it right. I'm going to tan your hide, Miss Mary, as soon as I do away with Drew.
Amen. Goody bar?
Miss Goody.
Ooh, goody, goody.
Miss Essex, as you know, was first elected to the State House in 1994 and served 12 long years in that body, culminating with the distinction of becoming the first Democratic leader since 1921 not to be elected Speaker. After that, she became Lieutenant Governor, giving her ample time to rest up for this big race. She has a few words now to say about her hometown,
But
Duncan.
before we begin, I want to set the record straight. Many people associate Duncan with donuts. That's a lie. I categorically deny it. That's spelled Duncan, D-U-N-K-I-N. Our town is Duncan, D-U-N-C-A-N. It's Duncan as in yo-yo. Duncan, how I love you, my hometown, Duncan. I'd give the world to see the very spot where Halliburton used to be. Dick Cheney, he could have been there, way down in Duncan. I promise that won't happen again when Oklahoma votes.
Thank you, Miss Jerry. Now we have another contender. Straight from the streets of Tecumseh. 12 excruciating years in the Lieutenant Governor's office. 4 years fighting for the government of Washington. We give you Mary Fallon.
Why, thank you, kind sir. Also with my campaign card.
Well, I've got about 20, but since this one has your phone number, I'll give it.
The news is out across the state. Another job for me to take. When there's a race, I must get in. And every time I win again. This heart of mine can't stand D.C. I'd rather live in OKC. The voters want another king, and I'm that chick. I'll win again.
Don't forget those exciting days in 1998. Mary Fallon dared to leave the sanctity of her isolated office in the Capitol to seize control of an Oklahoma State Senate filled with Democrats poised to bludgeon the right to work movement again. Despite the fact that they did it anyway, Ms. Fallon was able to convince the voters that it was her long-range plan that counted. Now she will tell us something about her hometown, which is named for a man who spent his entire life fighting the federal government.
Tecumseh, other T-town.
Other T-town.
If you've got 5 minutes, I'll show you around. Bet your bottom dollar you can get lost in Tecumseh. Half our streets won't show on your GPS. On Broadway, I want you to know.
Want you to know.
They do things they don't do on Reno. Our potholes are as deep as can be. Our taxes pay the streets of Shawnee. That's Tecumseh, my hometown.
Wonderful. Well, looking forward to our next contestant on. What is that? What do you have?
That's an assortment of important opinions, some court summits, and some personal memos. You want one? You want two? Or,
No, I don't think I want any of them. So you can have it.
EDMONDSON spells Edmondson. Proud of all the glory that's within me. Where's the man can say a word against me? EDMONDSONUC. It's the name I can claim without shame. As your governor, Edmondson, that's me.
Who has been the Attorney General? Let's give him a good long look here. He's been here longer than even he can remember. When he was first elected in '94, Bill Clinton was president and Miley Cyrus was 2. Among his more distinguished targets have been the Boy Scouts and the state of Arkansas. Now, after 16 long years, he's giving the public an opportunity to finally get him out of the AG's office by electing him governor. Now he will tell us something about his hometown.
We don't smoke tobacco in Muskogee. If we do, you'll pay into my fund. We don't mess with other people's business. Some folk there think Nixon's still the one. We don't make a party out of nothing. We like holding hands and drinking Coke. We don't shoot our faces full of Botox. Knock, 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 knock is still our favorite joke. And I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee. A place where even squares can win a race. If that were true, I know I wouldn't be here. Some fool done put me right in my place. Everybody, let's do it straight this time. I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee. A place where even squares can have a ball. We still wave a glory down at the courthouse. And I'd like to steal the biggest thrill of all.
You guys want to hear another disturbing thought in less than 140 characters? One of those characters is going to be elected governor.
Television has always been full of spy stories. Secret Agent Man, The Avengers, I Spy, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., many others. Here in Oklahoma, we have our own little espionage drama. We call it the Birthday Chronicles. It stars a state representative, Randy Terrell. Who are you guys? You look a little lost, like Randy Brogdon.
Now, hang on a minute. My name is State Representative Randy Terrell, and the only thing I have in common with Mr. Brogdon is a first name and our party affiliation.
Well,
I assure you that I have never been lost. Once saved, always saved, you know.
Mr. Terrell, I need to know a little more about you. Because you really don't look old enough to be in a place like this. I mean, just how old are you anyway? When were you born?
Whoa, hang on. I've already given you my name, and I shouldn't have done that. Everything else is confidential. You do not have a need to know, especially actually my date of birth. How dare you ask me that?
Who's this guy with you?
I'm Sterling Zarley, Executive Director of the Oklahoma Public Employees Association. And my, we really draw a great crowd. There must be some state employees in this crowd, and I have a little message for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the employees. Happy birthday, go ahead.
Okay, Zerling man. You got your pitch in there, Z-man. Who are you, young lady?
I'm merely a lowly, intrepid reporter here to interview those clowns.
An intrepid reporter. Scum of the earth. Keep me away from her.
The OPEA doesn't talk to journalists unless it's to announce a major state income increase. I don't expect to have anything at all for the press anytime soon.
All I want is a few quotes. How do I get that?
Well, you can buy Bartlett's familiar quotations, but otherwise you're not going to do one with me. Our doors are always closed. So are our mouths.
In the labor movement, we believe in democracy. We voted unanimously to give you the information if you can give us the secret password.
The password? What is it?
You're a reporter, aren't you? That's for us to know and you to find out.
Oh my. Midnight. One more day with no hurting. Waiting while my editor's burning. Closed door, just how old are they turning? The bunch of birthdays and they keep them locked behind the closed door. Closed door. When I ask to see if someone comes unlocked behind the closed door. Closed door. Wish they let me in so I could clean their clocks behind the closed door. Closed door. Daylight. One more night with no birthdays.
Birthday.
Phone rings. Now my editor's irate.
Irate.
No luck. One more password to translate. One more. So terrible, Terrell. Where can I find the password?
That's simple. Listen carefully. Just knock 3 times and whisper low that you will tell the things you know. When someone says, I told you so, you're in the Terrell Hideaway. Okay.
I asked for it. All right, Z-Man. Give me your version. What's the password?
Oh, it's simple. All you have to do is give us his birthday and my birthday, and we'll let you right in.
You mean I have to have the answer before I ask the question?
You are a good reporter, aren't you? You got it, girl.
And if you get any of them wrong, we'll drag you straight to court. That's the new Oklahoma way.
Here's another late bulletin. There's been a report that Mark Thomas has jumped off the Capitol Dome.
He's in the Terrell Hideaway. Oh, hey.
This bulletin just in, a strong wind blew the roof off of Randy Terrell's house, and he can't find a roofing crew. I don't understand.
And here's another bulletin from our Twitter news line. The Oklahoma congressional delegation is getting together. And through the magic of C-SPAN, we can listen in.
You're wrong about that. You're wrong again. You're wrong again.
Silly.
Yeah.
Silly.
Nothing silly about it.
My name is Jane Q. Puckett, and I am here as an interested citizen. I don't know who all these other people are. They look like an unruly mob to me.
Unruly mob? Hardly. My name is Tom Cole, and I'm the distinguished Republican Congressman from District 4, the greatest district in the greatest state. These are my esteemed colleagues in the Oklahoma delegation. Allow me to introduce each one of them.
Do you have to?
Certainly. That's what I'm talking about, John. This is John Sullivan. Take a good look at him all, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first time anyone's ever seen him at an OPA convention. Over here we have my good friend Frank Lucas. He's a Republican congressman from the 3rd District. Mr. Lucas represents an area larger than New Jersey. It's a whole lot cleaner, too. Here we are. We're honored to have Republican Congressman Barry Fowler with us. She's from the 5th District. One of Ms. Fowler's great attributes is that no matter what the circumstance, she always says exactly what she thinks.
I think next January, I'm going to get rid of those awful drapes in the governor's mansion.
Well, who's that fellow over there?
Over there? Oh, that's Dan Moore. He's not really one of us. He comes from the 2nd District, and he's a Democrat.
Just what kind of distinguished conversation are you distinguished congresspeople having at this distinguished moment?
Well, we are discussing all of the bad things that will befall our great nation once the socialist-leaning president forces his left-tilting party to spend billions of dollars we don't have by passing his commie-inspired stimulus bill. We're all going to wind up broke, and our grandchildren will have to work in the nationalized salt mines just to pay the interest.
My goodness, what can I do to stop this from happening?
Most people in the panhandle get stimulated in a different way. You can help us by convincing him to defeat this terrible, abominable thing. This bill is terrible.
I think Dandy Dan, the congressman, has been talking to the vice president again. Don't listen to Joe Biden, Dan. You can't even repeat the things he says back here in Oklahoma. What do you think they call him, the bleep beat?
I think the double bed in the guest room at the governor's mansion is abominable too. The first thing I'm going to do is send the lieutenant governor to Mathis Brothers to buy a new one. God, I hope they're having a sale.
You mean that nice Mr. Warren is going to vote for the stimulus?
You bet I am. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the win, 3 to get ready. Now spin, 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 my dog dear. Step on my blue dog tail. You can do anything to stay off of my blue dog tail. Our president throw me out flat. I gotta do this as a Democrat, so don't you step on my blue dog tail. I don't care what it is. stimulus, but I gotta vote for this stimulus, so don't you step on my blue dog tail. You can't change my mind, so stay off of my blue dog tail. Lots of the time we vote the same, but when I make a race, I depend on my name, so don't you step on my blue dog tail. I'm a boring, you know, so stay off of my blue dog tail. Well, it's blue, a blue dog tail, a blue dog tail, blue dog tail. You can do what you want to stay off of my blue dog tail.
Well, Danny boy, I'll tell you, I can stimulate the economy in the 3rd District with a lot less than $700 billion. 25 bucks sounds about right. Our districts are kind of alike, man. And you're going to get $700 billion worth of haze when you return home. Let me remind you what it's like driving around the 2nd and 3rd districts. Each day we face the barren waste without a trace of cities, big cities. The miles fly by, our tanks turn dry, we have to cry for pity. No faces, just faces. Dan, do you really think the good country people who sent you and me to Washington are going to put up with this commie rot?
Quit calling this bill names, Lucas. And whatever else you do, don't try to ply me with logic. My daddy vaccinated me against that at a very early age.
Oh my! He's gonna do it. He's gonna vote for the stimulus bill.
Yeah, that's his plan, all right. But he'll go back home and he'll get some religion again. By the time that health care bill comes up, he'll be on our side. Anyway, that's my plan.
What's your plans, Congresswoman Fowler?
My plan? I'll be glad to tell you. That old mansion has no history. That old mansion has no strife. I'll relieve it of the mystery and return the rest to life. All the walls will be repainted. All the carpets will lie flat. And with under won't be tainted by the stench of Democrats. Oh, the neighborhood is tattered and the swimming pool is cracked. But to me that just don't matter, cause I'm gonna bring them back. I would love to move the place to Edmond or a better street, but I know that would cause trouble when the legislature meets. Ain't gonna leave our mansion intact, ain't gonna leave it in no mess. Take the time to fix the shingles, the tiles wax, we'll take the time to pull the hinges, wipe the dirt when it appears. Ain't gonna leave our mansion tacky, I'm gonna live there for 8 long years.
Joy to the world, all boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to our teens, young in with degrees. Joy to my Becky and Walter true. They keep the faithful true.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Mike Gundy and Coach Bob Stoops.
Orange.
We thought both our teams, our achy breaky teams, would be on top at season's end. How can coaches snow, the way that things will go, with more men out the way at end.
Up at OSU, we knew what we had to do. Championship would be at hand. Everything went south, and then shot off his mouth. I cried, but you know, I'm a man!
Everybody guessed we'd take the BCS. I told them those big years were few. All that turned to spit when Bradford took a hit, and we went down to BYU. One great year is all that we can bear. Who knows 2010 will bring a little bitty break, and all we want to take our own conference championship ring. That Big 12 championship ring.
If there is a Big 12.
Everybody in it. Sunday come to a slow, slow burn. With him, hop and grow burn.
Straight from the nation's capital, Senators Jim Inhofe and Tom Coburn.
You know, Jim, all them songs make me think of my favorite little ditty.
Well, what's that, Tom?
Well, it's a golden oldie from way back in the 1950s. It's a rocker called Hearts Made of Stone.
Hearts of Stone, I get it. You agree with the philosophy.
No. Not me. I'm a very nice guy. You must be thinking of some other senator from Oklahoma. I just love the lyrics.
The lyrics? Why is that, Tom?
Well, there's one really great line in there. Want me to sing it for you?
Sure, that'd be great. Yeah, go ahead. I can't stop you.
Well, it goes like this. But they'll say no, 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 no.
Sounds like Tuesday at the office for you. How many no's are there in that song anyway?
13, that's my lucky number.
Well, I have a favorite song as well, Senator.
Uh-oh, should have guessed. I guess you're about to sing it for us.
You bet. Don't know why, ain't no snowflakes in the sky. Global warming. Love to see the big blizzards forming. Stay frigid all the time. I was made to defeat this cap and trade, and I'll do it. Telling you there ain't nothing to it. Losing would be a crime. When I cite the truth, they say it doesn't matter. They'll just run back home so they can cook their data. All their time, the war chest keeps on getting fatter. They think the fix is in a little spill. Won't advance this ugly bill. It's my Senate. And as long as Jim Inhofe's in it, victory will be all mine.
I'll vote no to that. Like I said, I'll vote no to that.
Joy to our friends and money that they spend. Joy to the people who just love to go to the casinos.
The three of us represent the Oklahoma committee to promote and support Native American gaming for your fun and our profit. We just want a couple of seconds to make sure all the potential political candidates in the audience understand why they need to back our cause. We'll give you 2 to 1, you'll agree after you hear this. All the gold in Oklahoma is in a bank in the middle of Chickasaw land, and Bill and hubby's name. If you're running in Oklahoma, it don't matter whether you win or lose. You gotta support the game.
Joy to the gun, a guy you have to love. Joy to the whole extended family. Joy to Brad and Henry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and registered voters. This was supposed to be the first skit of the GridIron show tonight, but to tell you the truth, we had a little problem getting out of Oklahoma City. I'm sorry to be so uncharacteristically late. Along with Kim and two of my daughters, we're going to let you in on a real secret about the fun we have being the chief executive in a state and where we all can be called Oklahomans. Demos! There's no need to feel down. I said demos! Pick yourself off the ground. I said demos! Rid yourself of those frowns. There's no need to feel unhappy. Demos! There's a thing I can do. I said demos! When you're all feeling blue. I said demos! To ourselves will be true. There's a way to have a good time. It's always fun to cast a V-E-T-O. It's always fun to cast a V-E-T-O. I can do it in four. I don't stop with one. It keeps the Republicans on the run. V-E-T-O. I always cast a V-E-T-O. Veto!
Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Henry here. We must apologize. The governor and I have to leave your fine company now and hit the road. Brad has a speech scheduled in Guyman in precisely 35 minutes.
There's no business like show business, and that's the end of our show. The hunger is contagious, especially when it doesn't target you. If you think the subject was outrageous, please don't engage us, decide it through. We're all thinking about leaving you won't be on the slide. You can jump for certain and we won't go far. We hope your evening is not too far. You can probably find us at the nearest bar. Goodbye, people, goodbye. Goodbye, people, goodbye.
Thank you for being such an easy audience.
A round of applause for our wonderful piano player.
Everybody has one more round of applause for Molly Nagel, the Twitter news guy. Here is Mark Walter, you lovers, Jerry Aston. Come on, Mark. And who can forget Sterling Zerly, the C-Man, Bill Walker. Come on, Bill. Jeff, I'm a man, Gundy, right there. Of course, Frank Lucas and our esteemed honorable governor of the state of Oklahoma. If you like this Drew or Tom Cole, maybe you like this Bob Stoops, Ray Dyer, and Jane Q. Citizen, Martha Minnis, come on up. Every show should have the Newcastle girls, Robin Wilson, Victoria Middleton, Gimdo. Poor Jeff Funk will never live down the Randy Brock and John Sullivan band. balancing act between Randy Terrell and Jimmy and Hall could have Greg Trotter. Tim Henry, Gloria Trotter. We also need to make sure that DJ Trotter, who is a camera person and prompter, possible. Of course, our pianist Lois Switzel. Lois. Last but not least, the person to blame for it all, the writer, director, author, and tyrant of the show, Dan Boren, Tom Coleman, and Wayne Trotter. Thank you.